Good afternoon, everybody from Düsseldorf again. This is Bibosa Visaman from Düsseldorf, Chile, Germany. Hope everyone is keeping safe during this difficult time. My connection went low, so I will start again. Before I even start, thank you so much to Business Africa, UNIDO, and all the partners for giving us this fantastic opportunity to participate in this masterclass. A quick brief, my name is Bibosa Visaman. I am Zambian born, living in Germany. I'm the CEO of Sensex Africa. We help entrepreneurs by connecting them to the right investors, helping them build business models, and obviously through the networking events, B2B, such as this one. So our topic today, and I'm very, very excited about it, is building an entrepreneur bridge between the continent and diaspora. Within us, I will reintroduce my speakers again in case you didn't hear me the first time. We have Landry Jimpe, associate at Innogence Consulting. We have Smoto Mbelu, business strategy, social entrepreneur, and international development specialist. And we have another lady in the house, Nana Ajoa Sifa, who is the co-founder of Yo, Gate Foods, initiator for Guza Kuza, a social enterprise that empowers young women to create jobs, wealth, and food security. Very important because that is basically our primal focus today. And within all this COVID pandemic, we have kind of forgotten about the real issues that are affecting us Africans. And I'm so happy and I'm so glad that food security now is the subject that we would like to tackle. So I would like Landry to introduce himself, and then Smoto, if you can come in, and Nana. So I'll just do it symmetrically like I introduced them. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Bibosa, for the introduction. Thank you very much for UNIDO and all partners, notably Business in Africa, for organizing this platform to talk about food security in Africa and entrepreneurship around agricultural value chain on the continent. So my name is Landry Jimpe. I'm one of the co-founders of a research and consulting firm called Innogence. We are headquartered in Paris with a team in Cote d'Ivoire. And we mainly help organizations develop innovative growth strategies on the African continent, helping them get access to data from consumers on various African markets. So we help them via market research and consulting work we do. And one of the main fields in which we work today is agriculture. And we work both with private organizations and international organizations like UNIDO, with which we are working today. And we have been collaborating with UNIDO quite extensively, working on engaging the African diaspora in strengthening the agricultural value chains on the African continent, mainly in West Africa. So I'll be pleased to share maybe a little bit about things I've seen and working with African diasporas and agricultural value chains on the continent.
Thank you very much for that lovely introduction. It's so nice to see young African entrepreneurs in the diaspora making that impact. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Smoto Mbelu, are you with us? Could you please unmute and introduce yourself? Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sumto Mbelu. I'm a business strategist and social entrepreneur, and also an international development specialist. I currently live in Nigeria, and I work across Africa and also the Netherlands, where we support social entrepreneurs who want to start up small businesses that will, help sustainable businesses that will help solve problems in Africa. So we provide them with sustainable solutions and consultancies and advice to ensure sustainable startup, and also link them up to international partners who will be able to, support them in what they do, and also create a very strong and transatlantic collaboration. So special thanks to UNIDO for the opportunity, and I'm excited to share my experience and my knowledge on this topic. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nana, could you kindly introduce yourself?
So I think you have already said everything about me. I run an organization called Kuza, which empowers young women in agribusiness to build resilient agribusinesses. Yeah, so that's what I do.
That was very short. And maybe a little bit of where you are and what you're doing apart from, so you know, our audience.
You gave me 1 minute and I didn't want to exceed that.
No,
anyway,
you have 45 seconds at least.
Okay. So Giza, like I said, empowers young people. Now we have 3 main projects. We have Ignite, which is my favorite because it gives business skills to women in agribusiness, women who have already started agribusinesses. And COVID has taught us a great lesson, that we really need to build resilient businesses that can withstand the test of time. So that is exactly what we are doing. And I personally am also building an ecosystem for young entrepreneurs on the continent. I'm currently in London anyways, but I'm trying to bridge that gap, the diaspora and those on the continent. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So for those of you that have just joined us now, our masterclass is on building entrepreneurial bridge between the continent and the diaspora. I am a diaspora, so this is a free ticket for me to actually gain some information and insights from the speakers that we have today. And our speakers are Smotombelu, Landry, and Nana. And once more, many thanks to Business Club Africa. Please check out their website, businessclubafrica.com, and you will see the partners that have also collaborated on this project. Now, getting to the masterclass, very, very important. I would say something from my side, on my view as a diaspora. There's a lot of discussion between the migrants and the descendants, and now more interestingly, people are talking about what is the way forward. How do we as the diaspora get involved in the conversation between what's going on in Africa and what's going on here? And then try to actually have a one-room conversation to help the entrepreneurs, obviously, that need the support back home. So our first question, and the first question, I will allow all the speakers to answer the first question. So I'll give you maybe 5 to 6 minutes, if you can, to answer the first question. And I will start with Smoto. So the first question that I have for you is, in what ways can diaspora entrepreneurs contribute to job creation and innovation in their countries of origin? What are some examples that they have encountered? And before I let you answer, Smoto, please, with the audience, if you have any extra questions, you can always ask the moderator so that we can also get you involved, because you are the one getting that information. And if you feel you're not getting anything understood, please let us know and we'll be here to help you, so we are all at the same page. Smoto, if you can go ahead with my question. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Bibi, for that question. So the role of entrepreneurs, especially in diaspora, in advancing, supporting economic growth or innovation in their countries of origin, of course, cannot be overemphasized. In terms of pushing in economic development, creating business and spurring entrepreneurship, and issues around transfer in knowledge and skills. So I'm going to give example. For example, in Nigeria in 2019, we received $17.557 billion in foreign direct remittances from the diaspora, and most of these were most people who are also coming up to set up investment in Nigeria. So you could see how this has, directly impacted and the kind of remittances, the amount of remittances that the country is receiving. And of course, these have a huge impact in terms of how those funds can be directed towards, setting up businesses and creating up small hubs for entrepreneurs, to be part of. So also looking at the issues around knowledge and skills, it cannot be overemphasized. Looking at entrepreneurs, in diaspora, because of their vast experience and knowledge, and they have, gained while living abroad. It can also help so much in supporting entrepreneurial growth and coming up with innovative and sustainable business solutions that were never there in their country of origin.
Okay, so Smoto, as we also hang on to that question, maybe we can also talk about, and I know this wasn't, obviously formulated, but randomly, I'm thinking of how business incubators can contribute to the economic development of emerging markets by organizing programs, which we have, such as this platform. What tool do you think that the diaspora can actually get aggressively engaged in getting involved to platforms, like Business Club Africa or other platforms or incubation programs? And do you think that now, because of the whole COVID situation, do you think that the hype and the interest in still having incubators is still there?
Yeah, of course. For example, there is no other time that every country need or think of innovations, sustainable innovations, if not now. So, for example, here in Nigeria, due to the advent of COVID, we could see a whole lot of innovative and sustainable solutions in terms of people setting up labs, people from diaspora coming over to Africa, setting up labs. People are actually setting up and texting, innovative alternative texting processes, setting up apps that can help, in solving in the COVID situation. So I think the situation of the COVID situation has opened enormous opportunity for entrepreneurs in diaspora to see how they can come back home and see how they can leverage on the situation and solve the enormous problems. Of course, when you have issues or problems, these are opportunity to create solutions to such problems. And in Nigeria, we have what we call the Chamber of Commerce, right? The Chamber of Commerce, which also has a strong link to associations from the diaspora, where they create platforms or hubs where people who are coming from diasporas can actually, have discussions and see possible ways where they can, put investment, possible ways of collaboration, and also looking at possible ways of, starting business without having any hiccup or without having any issues. But I must say the COVID situation has created a very huge opportunity in Nigeria, because we've seen a whole lot of development in terms of applications, apps, development of app digital platforms, different digital platforms that has helped so much, in supporting businesses and also the situation on ground.
Thank you so much for that. Nana, could you come in for the first question? I can read it up to you again if you like. In what ways can diaspora entrepreneurs contribute to job creation and innovation in their countries of origin? What are some examples that you have encountered? Marta, if you could kindly mute yourself, thank you. Or if you're not speaking, kindly unmute yourself. Nana, if you can take the question, and I would then ask Landry to answer the same question. Thank you.
All right, so thank you very much, B. So to start off, I would say that not all forms of entrepreneurship contribute to job creation and innovation. I know that when we think of diaspora entrepreneurs, we are thinking of investment, we are thinking of knowledge, we are thinking of innovation. That is all good. But then I have seen so many entrepreneurs in the diaspora who are not thinking of solving any problem like job creation and bringing innovation on the continent. So some of these entrepreneurs, if we get a lot of these entrepreneurs, it means we are not going to make any headway. And these are mainly people who start businesses on the continent just because they want to enrich themselves or because they lack opportunities, like they lack job, lack unemployment. So they start their own businesses just to feel comfortable. So for them, they are creating jobs for themselves, not necessarily creating jobs for other people. So it's important that we take note that not all forms of entrepreneurship bring innovation and job creation on the continent. But I have one. So you asked how. I have only one, and that is through partnerships and collaboration. I believe in partnerships so much. I believe in collaboration so much. And I have seen that work hand in hand with the entrepreneurs in the diaspora and those on the African continent. I'm from Africa, so I'm using the African continent as an example. There is this example, there is a company called Ayi Mensa Park in Ghana, and the owner is a diasporan, so he lived in America and now moved to Accra. He has built this beautiful park, and I asked him where he got the money from. Okay, and he said, well, if I was living entirely in Ghana, I'm not sure I'd have gotten this kind of money to build this company. But here's the deal. I work with partners in America. So you know that in the diaspora, interest rate is very, very low compared to Africa. So he has his partners in the US and they invest the money part. And he has partners in Africa who invest the skill and the knowledge part. So they are bringing the money and these people are using their skills, their knowledge, and all others to build their money. So that is partnership, and these work very well for entrepreneurs in the diaspora. When we talk about innovation, when we talk about job creation, this is one part I have seen work. And then the second one, I mean, that is still in partnership and collaboration, but that is also the global networks. So diaspora entrepreneurs have comparative advantage in the ability to connect with a wide range of potential partners, and they have also gathered lots of experience. I'm not saying that they are better off than those on the continent. No, I am saying that they have that comparative advantage because they have met people from all walks of life. They have met people from different culture, different diversity. So they have gathered a lot of expertise and a lot of knowledge. And when they bring to the continent, they are adding to the innovative aspect and also to the job creation. So for me, they do this through partnership and collaboration, which is very, very, very key.
Nana, I think a lot of us get lost in the understanding of partnership and collaboration. And even I can attest to that I have sometimes misunderstood what a partnership is and what a collaboration is. Could you just kind of explain to us in layman's? This is a masterclass, we're here to learn. So could you explain to us, so one of our entrepreneurs can also understand how can they differentiate between forming a partnership with a local entity or a diaspora or forming a collaboration?
Okay, so there can be formal and informal partnership, okay? So for example, you and I can partner to form a business in Accra. We can register on paper and have the formal registration as partners. That is fine. But we can also partner. We can also verbally say, okay, can we come together and do this in Accra? Can we come together and do this in Zambia? Partnership. Collaboration. I mean, we sometimes use it interchangeably. I don't know the meaning of collaboration and partnership, but I think the same thing. I collaborate, work together. So collaboration, Bibi, can we come together? Bibi, Laundry, Nadia, can we form a sort of consortium? Can we collaborate and work on this project in, let's say, whatever country? Can we bring our resources together? Can we bring ideas together? How can this work? Can we all share something? So like it's a form of working together to achieve a result, a desired result.
Thank you so much, Nana. Landry, please, if I pronounce your name, a lot of people don't pronounce my name right, so I hope I'm not butchering your name. Landry, could you please answer the first question? And when we're done with the first question, our audience has actually posed a few questions relatively to this question that we have now, and I'll ask the speakers to answer the question. So Landry, you can take the floor.
Just for me to be sure, because so many things have been said already, can you please just repeat the question quite fast so that I know?
No problem. Our question is, in what ways can diaspora entrepreneurs, you and me, contribute to job creation and innovation in their country of origin? I'm from Zambia. I don't know where you are from. What are some examples that you have encountered? I won't answer that because you are the teacher today.
Yeah, okay. So how can diasporas contribute to job creation and innovation in our countries? Okay. I think that the answer Nana gave for me is key, collaboration. Because when we look at what we are living today with the pandemic, COVID-19, when you look at how vaccines, the various vaccines that have been developed, it's through collaboration, right? When you look at AstraZeneca, biotech, all of the guys who brought the vaccines out was through collaboration. And today, the restrictions we are living today in the new world where we are is imposing collaboration on most of us, right? So I think, and if you look at it even the other way, most of us, some of us are in Lagos, others are in Germany. I am currently in France, others in Austria. You cannot be able to run a business on the continent while being exclusively here without having someone on the ground who is helping you. And the person needs to have sufficient skin in the game for him to be able to manage the business like it is his own. So you need at some point to partner. If you are like most of us who live part or most of the time out of the continent, you might need to find a local partner on whom you can rely to be able to manage the day-to-day operations on the ground. And that is where I think Nana's and Belu's contribution were key. We definitely need to have partners on the ground. Second thing around innovation is, how do we define innovation? I mean, for most people, innovation might be around AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and stuff. But most of the times, I define innovation as bringing a solution in an environment where there was no solution, a new solution in an environment where there was no solution. So I also happen to be president of a network of African diaspora entrepreneurs based in France. So I have this guy in our network called Joseph Mendy, who came up with an observation, which was most of the young people in Senegal, he's from Senegal, most of the people in Senegal, young guys in Senegal who are school dropouts and end up not having other ways out in life. Most of them, and they end up being thugs for most, especially in the part of Senegal where he comes from, called Casamance. So he launched a farm, a big farm, helping them learn a new job, agriculture, giving them access to value creative skills and giving them a boost for them to be able to take care of themselves and their future families. And for me, this is innovation. Without his farm in Casamance today, most of the young guys who were school dropouts couldn't have other ways in life than being thieves or robbers or the likes. So these are the kind of ways, and he was able to do. He lives in France most of his life. Like 11 months in the year he's in France, and just 1 month he's in Senegal. So for him to be able to micromanage his farm, because he didn't micromanagement, even though he will be screwed up by now, he partnered with another guy from our network to develop a software which can help him manage his stocks and resources in the far remote part of Senegal. And he also partnered with a local guy who is able to run his farm for him down there. So this is the kind of collaboration I think Nana was talking about, and which is key in today's world where you can be in Nigeria and be running a farm in Zambia, for example, as I have friends who are currently doing now. So for me, collaboration and innovation as being finding new ways to solve problems we are currently facing on the continent.
Quickly, yes or no? Do you think what your friend is doing is impact investment and sustainable?
Um,
Honestly, yes or no?
Sustainable, yes. Impact investment, what do we call impact investment? For one, I don't like the term impact investment.
Okay.
I mean, for me, there is investment or no investment. When we start talking about impact investment, it's just to push, most of the time, Africa in some kind of box, which I'm not quite at ease with that. But he's investing, it has an impact, a clear impact, and it is sustainable. Sure.
Okay. And there's a question from one of our audience, which is from Rui Levy. If I mispronounce your name, please. I'm German. We don't know how to pronounce names here. So, is there any instruments that the speakers know that allows diaspora to invest in local entrepreneurs? Landry can answer that, Nana, and then Smoto can answer that question. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Go on, Nana. Go on.
Ladies first, Nana. You can go ahead.
Oh my. Yeah. So I'm not too sure which country. So as an investor, you need to do your research. Okay. So which country do you want to invest in? If you want to invest in Ghana and in Nigeria, I can have. It is was. Okay, I can help you with that, and my company also does that. So we have a group of young women agri entrepreneurs who are doing agri businesses, and we have had diaspora investors investing in them. So depending on what you want and what the results you're looking for, yeah.
Thank you, Smoto. I know you are in Nigeria at the moment, but you're also an international business strategist, so you should have an idea of what instruments.
Yeah. So excitingly, Nigeria, the tech space is kind of booming, especially in Lagos now. And now we could see a whole lot of advent of digital applications, and especially when you come to the tech industry. So we have what we call the agro-tech now, where people can, buy mobile phone. You can look out for viable platforms which you're interested in, and then you could buy investments in all those platforms. And these platforms has been very, very sustainable, and people are actually making use of it. So you don't even need to be the farmer yourself. You don't even need to come down to Africa yourself. Just by in your sitting room, through your telephone, you could determine what crop you want to invest in, how you want to invest it, and it is all stated in those applications. And Farm Crowdy, you have Invest, you have most of these platforms that are actually booming in Nigeria, and that will also give you talk about what we talk about the innovation, digital innovation that is disrupting now. So the world is getting smaller, like everyone will say. So you could be in anywhere and run your investment. So, but here in Africa, those agri-tech platforms and other digital platforms have been seen as viable places where people can actually put in, investment, and you watch it, you watch your money, monitor it from anywhere in the world grow. And I think it's quite sustainable because, you can track it, you can know what is happening, and you know how much you'll be making at a stipulated time, depending on how much you must have invested.
Thank you, Smoto. Landry, I think Nana answered this question from the audience quite well. And again, to the audience, if you have any questions, please, again, this masterclass is for you, and our information is basically better communicated when you throw the questions to the speakers. Landry, I'll ask you one question from the speaker before I go to the second part of the question of the masterclass. Which is, what would you recommend to anyone from the diaspora that wishes to start a business? Where can they get scientific support?
Sorry, I didn't hear the second part of the question. Where can they?
Okay, so what would you recommend to anyone from the diaspora that wishes to start a business? Where can they get support?
Oh, okay. This is a great question. I, for one, I think that the diaspora needs to get engaged in all this discussion about Africa Rising. right? So we need to go down there and either invest or start businesses. Quite often it's very difficult to know where to start. So I think first and foremost, I think we really need to know our kind of what I would call risk profile. So you need to either know if you are either an investor or a venture builder. If you're more of a venture builder, if you want to really start a business, for me, it's like go on the ground. It will not be possible for you to start from Berlin or Copenhagen or Paris. You need to go on the ground, whichever country you would like to go. I for one, I'm from Cameroon. I'm running my second business in Ivory Coast. I've never opened any business in Cameroon, not because I don't like Cameroon, but just because I go where the opportunity is. So if you find an opportunity anywhere, it can be in Zambia, in Ghana, in Nigeria, just go down there and start talking to people. And most of the times, it is quite easy to find people and the support once you are on the ground. But if you cannot go on the ground and you're looking for support, I think now you can see more and more organizations, even diaspora organizations, by the way, that are booming, that are starting in the diaspora to help bridge the information gap and the support gap, which willing people in the diaspora are facing when they want to invest or start businesses on the continent. So I think even platforms like which we are today, Business Africa, are organizations that can help, quite help in bridging that gap. And I think most of the speakers also are able to give you the support, the required support to have a better look at the business opportunities on the continent.
I'm so happy that you say that it doesn't necessarily mean that just because I'm from Zambia, I need to invest in Zambia. This is a conversation I had with another friend of mine in Italy. She's from Zambia, and we were talking about business opportunities. And what I said, I'll give you for an example, I'm looking at starting an agribusiness in Senegal. Not in Zambia, different factors. For example, our country is going through elections this year. The dollar rate is crazy at the moment. And for me, when I have that extra money funds that I want to invest in a country, I would love to invest in Zambia, but because I'm also a business owner, I'm responsible to the investment that I put. And so for me, Senegal looked more lucrative, and also it's not far from Germany. It would look more lucrative. I will ask the second question. How are the challenges different for diaspora entrepreneurs who run businesses in countries of origin versus destination countries? Nana, would you take that one first?
I think that the challenges vary from country to country. So for example, if you're a diaspora entrepreneur from, let's say, South Sudan or Somalia, it may be very difficult for you to attract external investment because of the war and internal conflict. So that is one challenge. And then the second challenge may be if you're maybe an diaspora entrepreneur from, let's say, Ghana, though it is very peaceful, government structures and systems may still require that as a young entrepreneur, you go through very, very complex procedures. That may even get you frustrated, all right? So these are some of the challenges. But on the other hand, if you are starting or running a company in your destination country, I'll give you an example of my brother who started Unique Collection in London here, and then he went for a loan, and they looked at him, and in 21st century, I'm talking about as recent as last year, they looked at him and they said, no, they're not going to give him the loan because he's Black. Well, they didn't state that, but from inferences, you could say they didn't give it to him because the amount was huge. And as a Black entrepreneur, how were you going to get that money to pay back? You know, so these are some of the challenges you get from your own continent or from your own origin as opposed to your destination country. I don't know whether I answered correctly.
You absolutely hit the nail, because some of the things that we don't like to face is the white elephant in the room. And the fact is that we are Black people, or even Turkish brothers and sisters. They're not necessarily Black, but they are a foreigner. And there's so many issues that we, the diaspora, face. And I'm happy that we're having this conversation. I will pose one question to Smoto and one to Landre. Please, 1 minute each, and then for the next 30 seconds, just a quick inspiration or so. My first question to Smoto: how important are networks for facilitating exchanges between diaspora, entrepreneurs, and companies on the continent? A minute, please.
Yeah, networks are very, very, very important, right? And especially when investing in countries are contextual. So because of the complexities in language and the complexities in the way these people do things in different countries. So before you start looking out for investing in countries, before you start going into even countries you don't know, of course, it's very, very important that you start building your network, start trying to know who are the right people to talk to, who are the right people to collaborate with, what are the associations you should join, right? In Nigeria, we have what we call the Chamber of Commerce, right? So these are places where investment opportunities are constantly coming up. So networks are so important and so vital for any global entrepreneur, especially who is looking at going back to the continent to invest. So before you start even going back to start this business, it is important that a year or 2 years ahead of time that you start talking to people, start building your contact, and start building your network. It will have a very huge impact in the success of your business.
Thank you so much, Smoto. Landra, the last question we have: what would you recommend to anyone from the diaspora that wishes to start a business? Where can they get support? Obviously, we've talked about that. So if you can give us less than a minute recommendation, or anyone that wishes to start a business, what would you recommend? 2 words.
I said follow masterclasses like this one to get information, quite practical information on the continent, and get plugged in on platforms like this club in Africa to have the network, as was saying Smoto.
That was very quick. Once again, we had a masterclass between the continent and diaspora. Our speakers for today were Nana Ajoa, Landre, and Smoto Mbelu from Nigeria. My name is Bibu Savisaman. This was such a fantastic initiation from Business Club Africa. Thank you so much for allowing us to talk to the audience, and I see the questions coming in now. So I hope that next time Business Club Africa does have an event, we will have longer sessions so you, the audience, can then get more deeper insights of how the diaspora can get involved. I will pose the last question before we leave our time. I know I've gone over a minute. That's the German side, it's second by second. So Nana, one thing, what would you say to inspire the diaspora to get involved?
Okay, I would say that there are so many opportunities on the continent. If you're African, there's so many opportunities. Just do your homework well. Don't sit here and think that people are going to work for you. Mingle, network. Please talk to people on the ground, not people here, because they have the same mindset as you. So talk to people on the ground and do your research well. Thank you.
Thank you. Landre, what do you think? What encouraging word or inspiration can you give out to the entrepreneurs and the diaspora?
If you are willing, go and do. Just go and do. Don't overcalculate. I mean, take time to prepare, but don't overcalculate. Get down and get your food dirty.
Thank you so much, Smoto.
Yeah, so what I have to say is that there is no other time to invest in the continent that is now, right? The continent is the next big thing that is happening in the whole world. So if you have plans, you just have to get your hands dirty, go back to Africa, Senegal, Nigeria, Ghana, Togo, wherever you want to do it, just go do it. The time is now, the time is ripe, and that is where the whole world is heading to now. So I encourage you, go do it, okay? And build your networks, very important before you start going. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And to the audience that have the questions, having other sessions that will be going on, so you can post those questions there. Again, my name is Bibusa Visaman from Sensex Africa. Please do check Business Club Africa website, and thank you to UNIDO for this opportunity, to all the collaborations and the partners, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you.